This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So we will be starting with the uh, VLSI front-end training demo session. In case some of you have already seen the demo video on our website, right? You might see the similar content here because in the demo we generally have a same common process. So let's anyway start with the demo session. Okay. Uh, so as you know, the VLSI domain is divided into multiple aspects. Uh, Majorly, you can divide VLSI into two aspects. Um, Front-end domain and back-end domain. Now, before we go into what is front-end domain, what is back-end domain, let me just start off with the overview of demo session and just about myself. I think I have to introduce. Okay, my name is Srinivas, and I am the founder of the institute. I have close to 15 years of experience, and after that, I have quit my job, and now I'm full time into teaching. And other than this, I also provide training to the companies. That is corporate training I do. I have a good expertise with the VLSI front end flow. So okay. Majorly, I take care of all the front end domain activities with other supporting trainers. Now, talking about the demo session, uh, our demo session will be focused on these aspects: functional verification training, RPL design and integration training, and DFT training, and FPJ training. I mean, because there are so many courses we offer, we generally don't keep a demo session for each and every course. Like that, I mean, say we offer 10 courses, we can't have 10 demo classes. So rather, what we do is we offer one demo session on front end domain demo session, back end domain demo session. So all the aspects that fall into front end flow, like functional verification, RPL, DFT, FPJ, they all gets covered in the demo session. Now, the people who have enrolled for who want to join for DFT training, they will be having a demo session on today itself, today at 4 p.m. also. Okay, we can say today I will be giving now I will be giving an overview of the training. At 4 p.m. today, there will be another dedicated demo session. Now, coming back to here, as I said, training, I mean, we'll be having demo session for all these things. So we will again divide this demo into two parts. Initially, 1.5 hour, I'll be just talking about the front end domain, what all aspects are there. A later part, we'll be going over the question and answers. Any questions you have, I'll try to address those questions. Next. So as I was telling you, VLSI is divided into majorly two domains: front-end domain and back-end domain. The VLSI domain itself consists of lot of things starting from requirements till the chip gets manufactured, till the finally chip gets manufactured and chip used in the final product. In the final, I mean, it could be mobile phone, or I would say packaging. I think technically speaking, packaging. Could be the mobile phone, it could be laptop, or any electronic device we are talking about. So what does happen, the if you are talking about a mobile phone, inside the mobile phone, if you open, there will be a board in which on which there will be a chip will be present. So we are now talking about what is involved in this entire process where the chip gets manufactured. It starts initially from the requirements, and by the time it gets manufactured and it goes into the final product, what we call as packaging, like you're making a package out of it, that's why it's called as packaging. This entire process is what we are calling as VLSI design flow. VLSI design flow. So where does the VLSI design flow start from the requirements. Well, now what can be requirements? Like what do you want from the electronic product? Let's say we are talking about a mobile phone. Can someone tell me what could be some of the requirements in mobile phone? What kind of processor do you want, right? What kind of USB port you want? What kind of camera do you want? How much megapixel do you want? What should be the audio quality, video quality, everything? There will be many such parameters that becomes the requirements. Everything. I mean there could be almost close to 100 features you can think of in mobile phone. Like what kind of keyboard do you want? What kind of touch screen do you want? Right? What kind of finger sensing do you want? Like lot of such things is what makes up the requirements. Then requirements are given to whom? Architect. There will be one architect to whom these requirements will be given as input. So what is the role of a architect? Like for example, I wanted to construct a house. I went to architect last week. What did I tell him? I told him I this is my requirements. I want this many floors and I want lift. What some things I told him. This many rooms I need, this many floors I need. Everything I told him. Right. Then what he did? He sent me architecture diagram. Okay, that is what even architect does. Will he give me only the architecture diagram? No, he gives me a lot of other details also. Electrical specifications, how the wiring should happen, how the plumbing should be done, the where the beam should come, where the lot of he will give many documents. So what architect will do? Architect will provides architecture diagram and lot of other specifications. Yeah. So architect provides architecture diagram and design specification. We'll rather call it as design specifications. What does design specification tell? Is it is similar to, like I said, electrical wiring, plumbing. So design specification will talk about what all blocks are there, how they are connected, what clocks are there, everything, how many voltages are there, everything they will give. So these things, yeah, in fact I've written here. You will give architecture diagram and what is this one? Design specifications you will provide. What is input to him? Input to him is the requirement. So, like I said here, input to the architect is requirements. Then architect will give these things. Then these things are given to whom? Now what will I do? Let's say I went to architect, he gave me the architecture diagram and he gave me the specifications. What will I do with that? Will I start constructing? No. I will give it to my Mestri or the contractor. Okay, what he will do? So this person is like the contractor, RTL design team. What he does? They will use Verilog or VHDL language to implement the design behavior. See, understand? They will use a language to implement the design behavior as per the architecture and specification. Like whatever has been provided here, the diagram and specification, they will develop Verilog code like that. So what is the output of this stage? A Verilog code, okay, which functions like our design. What do you mean by that? I'll just give you one example. What do you mean by Verilog code functioning like that? If I tell you I have a D flip flop, you all know what is D flip flop, right? It has got clock and reset and D input, and output is what? Q. So it will be like I will write module D flip flop, clock, reset, DQ, end module, input, clock, reset, and D, output, reg Q. So I'll write always at the rate of positive edge of clock. At the positive edge of the clock, if reset equal to 1, then Q equal to 0, else Q equal to D. Some of you who are completely new with Verilog probably may not understand this. Those who are new to Verilog, who haven't done anything in Verilog, probably won't understand. Don't worry, when we go to Verilog, we'll teach everything from basics. I'm just trying to give you a simple example. What does it mean by that is, some if architect gives me that I want to implement d flip flop, he will tell me how d flip flop will behave. So this person, RTL design team, will develop this kind of code. Okay. Now, if the design is complex, code will be bigger. If the design is simple, code will be smaller. This code is further integrated with. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I was just, let me repeat. I hope you have understood RTL integration. What is RTL integration is putting together multiple blocks of Verilog code to get a bigger block is what we call as RTL integration. In summary, RTL integration might involve something like this. Go here and say SOC diagram. Take this diagram for example. What happens is in this diagram, okay, one team will be developing this component. Developing means what? They will be writing a Verilog code. Another team will be writing a Verilog code for this. Another team will be writing a Verilog code for this. Like that, how many blocks are there? Let's say 30 blocks are there, assume. So there will be different people who will be developing Verilog code for all these 30 blocks. Now we need to put together everything to get one entire big block. That job is called as integration. You're integrating everything. That is the integration. So once this integration is done, we need to verify whether whatever has been coded has it been done properly. For example, while coding d flip flop, I have done a mistake. As I told you, if the code is simple, how many lines is it? 8 lines. You can easily tell that there is a mistake here. But if the code is very big, how big it can be? Anything you take for that matter. It's around 260, 270 lines. Somewhere here, someone has done a mistake. While coding, they have done a mistake here. See, inverse used to be there. Bitwise inversion used to be there, should be there. But what they have done, they haven't kept it. Now, if I go to this code, now tell me, can you figure out that mistake where I have done also? You don't know. Okay, that's the same problem. What happens here, where we don't know where the mistake is, and he didn't do it intentionally. He didn't do it intentionally. So happened that he, while coding, he missed out. So the role of a functional verification engineer is to catch these kind of things, and it is not straightforward. It's not straightforward. If I close this file now, if I show you this many files, how many Verilog files are there? 32 files are there. Around, remove these things, 30 items are there. In that 30 files, which where is the mistake? Why it is failing? Role of a verification engineer is to catch that thing and to inform to the design team that you see you have done a mistake here. See, transaction done in latched should be inversely used here. So he will point it out. Yeah. There can be any mistake like that. See, by mistake, I may have put at zero here. It's possible, right? It's possible, right? Instead of one, I have kept zero, and I won't even realize that I have done a mistake while I'm developing. Let's say I am a design engineer who is developing the code. I won't even realize that I have done a mistake. The mistake has happened. So it is the role of a verification engineer to catch this. Now you may say, what is the problem? Okay, what happens if it got missed out? What happens is this mistake, or I will call bug, goes into gate level code. Because when you synthesize, you know what there is something called as synthesis. What synthesis does is this Verilog code is converted into gate level format, and gate, or gate, and gate. That process is called as synthesis. So during the synthesis, this code is converted into gate level format. Now whatever mistake is there in the gate level code, it will get finally get into chip. The chip will go into packaging, I mean final product, right? Then will your product work? Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't work, because wherever this mistake is involved, there it won't work. Some places where this part of the code is not required, this part of the functionality is not required, it will work. So are we okay with that? Sometimes my mobile phone works, sometimes doesn't work. So then what happens, the whole product will get impacted. It's not one chip. When they make this kind of mobile phone, this chip goes into almost 10 lakh mobile phones. Not the same, actually speaking, I have used some mi phone, for example. The chip doesn't only go into mi phone, chip goes into many phones. Actually, they many vendors will purchase, and they will just remodel it for their requirements. I mean, they will use drivers and everything specific to their requirements. Now what happens, it's not one chip which is going to fail. all all million chips we are talking about, right? Million plus chips whichever are manufactured, everything will have the same defect. So now what happens, every chip is wasted. Now the chip problem with chips is that you cannot, once you are manufactured, done, you cannot redo anything that, like let's say laptop has some problem or externally, you can fix it. Let's say electrical wiring has some problem in your house, you can fix it, because everything can be seen and everything can be adjusted. Let's say in your house there's a problem in some connection where something need to be fixed, you can cut it, you can fix it. But in a chip, if some problem is there, you cannot change it, you cannot do anything about it. So that is where everything need to be caught before you manufacture the chip. That is where this functional verification becomes very important. Functional verification becomes very important, where the role is to catch the design bugs, catch the bugs in the design. Now why the bugs can be there? Because they are developing so many files, which may be adding up to almost 10,000 lines. See, each file has almost 200 lines, around 30 files, 5,000 lines of code. There's a chance that one place they have done a mistake, right? There's a possibility.
Sir, 32 codes are there, sir. It will be included in one phone.
It's not just, it just, no, no, one phone you are telling. It's just one part of the phone.
One part of it.
So
Example.
this is related to Ethernet.
Okay, sir.
Ethernet
Ethernet.
means your in your chip there will be one Ethernet MAC component will be there. That probably constitutes only 1% of your hardware. Overall chip will be much bigger, much bigger actually.
Yes.
Okay. So point is that in that big code there can be anywhere mistake. So the role of functional verification engineer is to catch the bugs in the design. So we use SV and UVM languages to do the verification. Idea is how quickly you can catch. Why we should do it quickly? Because if I, let's say I'm using this mobile phone, if I come out with the same mobile phone after 5 years, will it sell? No, right? It has to be released only in 2022, only then it will sell. Because whatever features this phone has, in 2027, they will be outdated. The people probably don't want to use the same mobile phone. They want more features. So that when you start off a working on a chip, it has to be, you have to come out with a product in a very quick time, as quickly as possible. Then only we can get the market. Okay. So yeah, I hope you understood the basic idea about what is functional verification. So what are the inputs to the functional verification? Can you please read it? Design specification is one input and Verilog code is the other input. Then we do something called as design for testability. DFT stands for, once the functional verification is done, we do something called as DFT. DFT stands for what? Design for testability. So it involves, it's a group of techniques like scan, ATPG, compression, simulation, logic BIST, memory BIST, JTAG, boundary scan, IJTAG, various things. All these things put together is what is called as DFT. Now I'll give in a very simple terms what is DFT is about. I think somewhere down I might have explained. What is DFT is, the chips are manufactured at 7 nanometer level right now, or it can be 10 nanometer or 14 nanometer, etc. Or some chips may be at 5 nanometer. You know what is 7 nanometer, right? Very small area. There can be manufacturing defects. Inside the chip, there can be manufacturing defects. What can be the manufacturing defects? If you see, this is, assume this is chip. There can be two metal wires going. They could be shorted. It's happening at such a low precision level, low technology level, they can be shorted, and this might be shorted to voltage. There can be many mistakes that can happen. One line is shorted to voltage, then it won't work, right? Even in house it can happen, right? Sometimes two wires are shorted, what will happen? The whole short circuit will happen, right? Same thing can happen in a chip, because chip is also nothing but electric wires only. Inside the chip everything is nothing but electric wires and transistors. All, it's that the wires in the chip are very small. Okay. So idea is, see, if you have a manufacturing defect, that chip is faulty, right? Can I use that chip in the mobile, in the final product? Can I use it for packaging? No, right? We can't use it for packaging. So the problem here is, out of 100 chips, some chips are good, some are faulty. The problem is to identify that. Now if I tell you, How many chips I have run?
Five.
Five. Tell me which one is good, which one is bad.
Which one is good? We can't
You
decide.
can't tell, right? Just by seeing, can you tell?
No, sir.
I can't tell that this is good, this is bad. I can't tell that. There has to be some process through which you will tell, right? Just if someone gives you five chips, tell me, just seeing at the chip and tell me which is good, which is bad, you cannot tell. Because everything looks same. Everything looks same. So what do? They do something like simple concept. They take the chip, they put it into something called as tester. This is called as tester. Simple tester means something that is used for testing purpose. From the tester, they apply inputs to the chip. They apply inputs to the chip, and from the chip we get the outputs. From the chip we get the outputs. Those attending online, please be in mute. David, please be in mute. Okay. So, what do? We take a tester, we keep the chip, you apply inputs, we get outputs. If the outputs are coming properly as expected, the chip is good. If output doesn't come properly, chip is faulty. Then they distribute. These are good chips, these are bad chips. So good chips are what? Go for packaging. Now, the point is, we to figure out the good chips, we need to apply inputs, right? We need to apply the inputs. Those inputs are these inputs. The inputs applied are called as test vectors. They are called as test vectors. These test vectors are provided by DFT engineers. The DFT engineer provides. So test vector will be looking something like this. See, the test vector, let's say test vector one dot bin, for example, it may look something like this. A series of big series of ones and zeros. Now, if you ask me, will they come up randomly? Will they throw some dice and randomly come up with 1010? It's not like that. They use some techniques called as, so the DFT engineer. See, I'm talking about one test vector. Similarly, there can be another test vector. There can be many test vectors. These test vectors are driven into the my design. So they will be driving 1010. These values, whatever is there. Output will tell whether the chip is good, chip is faulty. Now, how does the DFT engineer come up with this test vector? DFT engineer uses DFT techniques. What are the DFT techniques? Scan, ATPG, compression, simulation, logic BIST, memory BIST, JTAG, boundary scan, IJTAG. So various techniques. Finally, you'll come up with a concept where vectors to figure out the faults. I mean, now LBIST and MBIST are a different concept. LBIST means inside the chip itself, they'll keep a testing logic. The chip itself has a self-testing logic. So let us not get deep into what is DFT. I hope you got a basic idea of what is DFT. DFT involves generating test patterns. Using those test patterns, we figure out whether the chip is working fine or not. Does it have any faults, manufacturing defects? And application of the vectors happens where? At the chip level. See, here the role is only to generate the vectors. Okay. Next, finally, this Verilog code is converted. What is that we need to do? Verilog code need to be converted into a chip, right? Finally. So there comes one important step called as synthesis. What synthesis does? It converts Verilog code into gate level format, Let's say for a mobile phone chip, there can be 100 crore gates. How many? 100 crore. It's a very big number, right? Then there will be some process like DFT at gate level, physical design, static timing analysis, custom layout, physical verification. There are various steps. I don't want to go deep into it because our demo session is more focused into front end domain. So let's not go into that. Okay. One thing, those attending online, do you see any noise, background noise?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Or is it
Yes,
manageable?
sir.
Because
Yeah.
please bear for another 15 minutes. There is some gate welding work happening in the institute. Okay. Otherwise, this disturbance won't be there. It's just one of the time it's happening. Okay. Now, till this point, till this point, whatever we did is called as front end domain. I mean, if you see two stages, everything before this is called as front end domain. Everything after this, the time you start synthesis till the chip gets manufactured is called as backend domain.
Sir, once again you repeat that back and
No, see, you have started with specifications,
okay, sir.
requirements. Till the time we do DFT at Verilog code level, this all constitutes
Front.
front end domain. Starting from synthesis till packaging, till you package the chip. Packaging means what? This is packaging. Like then once you package, it went into mobile phone. What is meant by packaging? You put it onto a motherboard, you do the soldering, then you get the mobile phone. That becomes packaging. That process, whole thing is called as backend. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. Now, why this understanding is important is going looking at it as a diagram. This is how you can say. It started from specification till you do packaging finally. Till logic synthesis, everything is called as front end. From synthesis, everything is called as backend. Now, why this understanding of front end and backend is important is you might have noticed that front end domain involves more of programming, involves more of verification. That means in verification also you have to use languages like SV and UVM. So front end domain is more programming oriented job. And you might see that front end domain is lot similar to software flow. It's not exactly, don't think that a software engineer will come and do. No, it is similar, understand, similar to, not same. Okay, like in software, what does software engineer use? C, C++, Java, different languages. Then what does it do? How to understand the given requirement? What does it do? Understand given requirement, and he comes up with the algorithm and implement using C or C++ or Java, different languages. This is what a software engineer does. Now, what does a VLSI front-end domain engineer does? He uses, like similar to C program, there is a Verilog. Similar to C++, system Verilog. Similar to Java, UVM. Read the design specification, implement these requirements using various protocols. This is what the front-end engineer does. That is what I mean by similar to software flow. Instead of learning C language, we have to learn Verilog. Instead of C++, we have to learn SV. Instead of Java, we have to learn UVM. Okay. Now, the only difference between software and hardware is software doesn't have a backend flow. Do we manufacture a software into a chip? No, right? Software is installed into in my mobile or in hardware and used. Whereas in VLSI, what happens is there is something called as backend flow, where once you have developed a Verilog code, that need to be converted into the chip. That need to be converted into chip. That is called as backend flow. So software doesn't involve backend flow. Then what is backend flow? Process of converting the code into a chip. Software doesn't require that. That is where they differ. Now, what is the easy thing about software is, let's say I developed one software. I sold it also. I gave it to a bank. There is some mistake in the software. That mistake can be rectified because I can always take the software, I can release a new patch, I can release a patch. But in chips, there is no concept of patch. Don't have any concept of patch. What is meant by patch? Any mistake that happened, they release it as a patch, and you take the patch and it starts working. For electronics, there is no patch. There things get difficult because there your verification has to be very, very important. I mean, any mistakes you do in the verification, they will finally come into chip and chip will not function. Now, yeah. Now let us understand what is the, I mean, why we are learning these two domains, front end domain, back end domain. Why we are dividing things into front end domain, back end domain. The first thing is these different roles we are seeing are done by different people. Design architecture is done by architect. RTL design is done by design engineer. Integration is done by integration engineer. Functional verification, just add engineer everywhere. GLS engineer, synthesis engineer, DFT engineer, physical design engineer, static timing analysis engineer. Point is, if you come for training, I ask you, which one do you want to do? You will be confused, right? So rather what we tell is, we tell the people, choose either course in front end domain, choose the course in back end domain. In software, there is no such confusion. Software, there are only two roles, development and testing. Hence, there is no confusion, right? When you go for any software training, they will only ask you two things. Do you want to undergo training in design or development or testing? In VLSI, there are almost 12 domains are there. Rather than asking them, do you want to do synthesis training? Do you want to do something? We rather ask them, first thing, do you want to undergo training in front end or back end? Now the question comes, how do I choose between front end domain and back end domain? In one simple terms, front end domain is more programming oriented. Okay. User should be good at debugging, good debugging skills. What is meant by good debugging skills? Let's say I was showing you one code. I show you this code. What is meant by debugging? Somewhere some mistake has happened. Some mistake has been done. How can you quickly debug it? I mean, how can you use the concepts of functional verification to debug the mistakes? That is what is the role of a functional verification. Good with protocols. Have you heard of protocols like DDR protocol, USB protocol, SPI protocol? Some protocols will be there. Examples like DDR, USB, PCI Express, AXI, AHP, SPI, etc. Now you may ask, should I learn everything in the next 6 months? No need. People take almost 10 to 15 years to learn. No, no, no. You don't need to learn every protocol. Specific to the current requirement, you need to learn. Let's say you get into a project. The project has AXI protocol. You should learn AXI like that.
See
So
what
whatever is
exactly
required,
these protocols are.
these protocols are basically, you take laptop. Laptop has a USB port. Okay. Now, can I insert a MMC card into this USB port? Will it work? Tell me why it doesn't work.
It will be designed for only USB ports.
It's
Okay.
not compatible with.
First thing is physically they don't match. The USB, the SD card won't fit into USB port. Assume we did something and we are able to connect those wires also. So we did soldering. We took a small copper wires and we did soldering of wires. Will it work? No. Why? Because inside the functionality of SD card is meant to work at SD card protocol. There will be specific protocol rules how the information will come, how the packet will come, how to respond. Even this one who is sending, it will be sending USB packets. There will be something called as USB frames, token packets, data packets, handshake packet, which SD card will not understand. That guidelines how it happens is called as USB protocol. Like different protocols have different guidelines how the transfers will happen between one device to other device, how the response will come. That guidelines is what we are calling as the protocols. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Yes, yes, thanks.
Next, uh, they should be good with the protocols. Mostly this much knowledge is this is sufficient. Now those who want to get into backend domain, they don't need any kind of programming expertise. They don't need any programming expertise. It's mostly tool oriented job role. EDA tool oriented job. What is meant by EDA tool here? EDA stands for electronic design automation. Now, what is electronic design automation means? If you go back to my previous thing, I was telling you that when you synthesize a chip, how many gates will be there for mobile phone? 100 crore gates. Now, when you open your mobile phone, there is a chip inside your mobile phone. Let's say this is your mobile phone, there is a chip. Inside that chip, how many gates are there? 100 crore gates are there. They cannot be randomly kept. They need to be connected to each other in some specific order, specific manner. They need to be placed in specific way. So that, can human do that, placing all 100 crore transistors? Very difficult, right? Just imagine you're sitting in front of a table anywhere, right, in your house.
Gates means it also include transistors and everything.
Gate consists of transistors. Gates are made up of transistors. Okay, just imagine your house. Imagine a table. Table will have a lot of things, books, pens, different things will be there. Just imagine arranging those 10 items in the table. It involves time, right? Just to arrange 10 items. Now imagine arranging 100 crore things in such a small area. Can it be done manually? Now same table, imagine placing 100 things. Very difficult, right? I mean, where to place the laptop, where to place your book, where to place your pens, different things will become problem. Now, as I increase this 100,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, at one point, what we are reaching? 100 crores. So this cannot be done manually. This cannot be done manually. So it has to be automated. So automated means what? It has to be done through some software. That software is what we are calling as EDA tools. EDA means what? Electronic design automation. It is automating the process of electronic design. Now, how it is similar to, do you remember some arcade tools? No, no, not cadence. We'll come back to that. In mechanical engineers use some arcade tool to do the drawings, right? They use some options how to draw the elevation, everything, right? Similar to that. I'm not telling that you will use arcade tool immediately. Similar to that. The way you use the tool, this one, like she said, cadence tool. Yes, cadence tool is an example of a EDA tool. Cadence, Virtuoso, Genus, many tools are there. Even synopsis tools, mentor graphics tools. They are all examples of EDA tools. So someone who works into backend domain should have EDA tool expertise because he should know how to use the tool effectively to do the things. And the people who work into backend domain should have good technical semiconductor and technical fundamentals. VLSI technology basics. What is meant by VLSI technology? Understanding the basic terminology like what is meant by delay, what is meant by rise time, fall time, propagation delay, parasitics, RC circuit analysis. That's all basic constitutes VLSI technology concepts. Okay. For example, what do you mean by that is if I have an inverter, if I apply input like this, output won't come like this. Output comes something like this. So you should understand what is this time, how much time it takes. That all the fundamentals a backend engineer should understand. A front-end engineer doesn't require any of these concepts because he doesn't work at semiconductor level. He works mostly at the programming level. So I hope you got the idea. Now let's just get back. So irrespective of what you are, either front-end engineer, back-end engineer, you need some common skill set. Irrespective of whether you are front-end or back-end, you need a common skill set. That common skill set is you should be good with strong digital design fundamentals. Because you are going to work in digital design aspects, you should be good with the digital design fundamentals and some basics of how CMOS and FinFET works. I mean, what do you mean by that? I will ask you to draw a CMOS inverter. How do you draw? PMOS, NMOS. This becomes a CMOS inverter, right? This level of basic knowledge is sufficient. You should understand how this functions. If I apply 1 here, what will happen? This will get connected. So this will get discharged. It will become 0. If I apply 0, this will get open, this will get closed, and this will get charged. That level of basic knowledge is what is required. But digital design, you should be thorough. Every aspect of digital design, combinational logic, sequential logic, everything you should be very good. Then you should be good with Linux operating system because once you get into the job, doesn't matter whether it's VLSI or anywhere, 95% of the cases you will be working only in Linux operating system only. And you should be learning one scripting language like Perl, Python, or TCL. Should be learning one scripting language like Perl, Python, or TCL. What is Perl, Python? I'll explain. What do they do is they reduce our manual effort. See, what might take, what this languages does is, if I do manually some job, it takes, let's say, 1 hour. The same 1 hour using the scripting languages, I can finish in 1 minute. Repetitive things, what I do in the laptop, they can just do the same thing for me by means of these languages. Now, what is Perl Python? We'll discuss as we go forward. Other than that, you should be good with one text editor. What is text editor? You see, I am typing something here. What is the advantage of this text editor is, let's say I want to copy these lines. How many lines are there? 6 lines. I copy, paste it. As many times I want, I can just paste. Everything I'm doing through keyboard shortcuts only. Like this, you have to learn. I mean, see, this text editor is not just about copy and pasting. There can be many things you can do. See, wherever good is there, how many times good is there? I want to replace with, let's say, bad. There will be some techniques like everywhere it got replaced. So this kind of techniques, what I have shown is only 1% of GWIM. This tool is GWIM. This software is called as GWIM. What I have just now done is just not even 1% of GWIM. Like this, there are many shortcuts which makes the whole coding lot easier. So there you need to learn one text editor. So what are all the common skill set you should be learning? Strong digital design fundamentals, CMOS and FinFET basics, Linux operating system, one scripting language, one text editor. Now the question is,
Yes, sir.
do I need, yeah, please tell me.
So, between a front-end engineer and a back-end engineer, which has more opportunities in terms of career growth or salary package?
Okay, I'll tell you. Uh, Front end and back end engineer, back end domain, scope and salary. Scope, salary, and growth. I will do one thing. We will answer all these questions after some time. Okay, because let me just wind up this topic. This will take another 10 minutes. After that, I'll take up all these questions because I don't
Okay.
want to disturb my flow. Whatever questions you may have, you can please post in the chat window. I'll answer all those questions. Okay. Now, the
Okay,
next
sir.
Sir, I
question
have
is,
one
do we need
question.
to,
Sir,
yeah,
I have one question. So, in the Perl, Python, and TCL, which is the most commonly used scripting language? Because we cannot learn everything, right? So, as a fresher, like which one you
Python will
suggest
be
to
good to
learn?
learn. Python
Python.
will be good
Okay.
to learn. Let me tell you, if you know Python very well, you can learn Perl in 2 weeks. Not even 2 weeks, 1 week you can learn. Because 70% of the things are common between Perl and Python. So if you know Python very well, you can learn Perl in a very short time. Even TCL can be learned because it's about developing that mindset, how scripting works. Then you know, then you can even TCL can be learned in few weeks because they won't be completely different. So, but if you want me to tell you which is one thing I should definitely focus, Python is good. So next question is, do I need to learn these before joining the course? Not required as part of the top course. All these topics are covered from the basics. Okay. We don't expect you to come with any prior knowledge. Everything will be taught from the basics. Next.
Sir, this is
As a front end, yeah.
this lecture is for everyone. DV, PD, and everyone. It's introductory lecture. It's not specific to any
See, it's
profile.
not, it is right now, it's not specific to any domain, but this is, I mean, those who want to attend backend domain, they have a demo session tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Uh, Now, see, many times I don't want to get into what is functional verification and all that. See, what happens, people are really not matured enough to, matured means, if I start going into what is functional verification, what is mean by reading skills specification, I start explaining this diagram, right? People don't understand much. Because earlier I used to cover everything. We used to cover everything. What is BFM, what is generator, what is monitor, and what is coverage. All these things. I mean, what is meant by reading specification, what is scenario generation, everything we used to get. Then we realized that people don't really understand much because most of the people who come for this demo session are freshers who don't have any prior knowledge of even Verilog also, many cases. Then for them, I start explaining what is modularity, reusability, a lot of other advanced concepts. They don't understand much. So hence we started keeping demo session basic, what is really required for you to know. Now, for a front-end domain, what is the skill set required? As I said, reading, you should be good at reading, design specification, understand the architecture and functionality. You should be good with protocols. Like protocols are two types: on-chip protocols and peripheral protocols. On-chip protocols are like AXI, AHB. They are all on-chip protocol. Peripheral protocols are like USB, PCI Express, DDR. Other than that, good programming expertise. Okay, and debug expertise. Debug means how to debug the failures, how to trace the issues using the tools, how to analyze failing logs. So this is all the skill set that is required as a front-end engineer. Next, as a back-end engineer, what is the skill set required? I will not go deep into it. Mostly the tool expertise, device semiconductor fundamentals, idea of how IC fabrication works, and VLSI technology concepts like understanding the resistance, inductance, and capacitance, how the circuits work, parasitics. Then they require TCL scripting expertise. So for a back-end engineer, TCL is important. For a front-end engineer, Python is important. Okay. Again, since this is not a backend demo, I am not going deep into it. Okay. Now, choosing the right course. How to choose the right course? Let us talk about that. See, to choose the right course, what you need to understand is this is the VLSI different job roles, design requirements, architecture, design, different domains in the VLSI flow. Wherever you see the red colored, this is where the fresher opportunities are there. Freshers are hired. Whichever color you see the red one, these are the domain where majorly freshers are hired. In other domains, experienced people. Okay. Now the question comes, why freshers only in this domain? Let's just quickly come up with a logical analysis. Means even I can do, you may say I can do synthesis. As a fresher, I can learn and I can do synthesis. As a fresher, I can do STA. Then why not me do this work? Logic is, mm, I might have written it. Typically, if you take any VLSI design flow, let's say we are talking about a mobile chip manufacturing, mobile chip SoC, mobile SoC design flow. Let's take an example of any company for that matter, let's say Qualcomm. A team may have 50 members. 50 members will be there in the team. Those attending online, can you see the screen shared now?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, fine. So assume Qualcomm has 50 members working on one mobile SoC design flow, right? 25 to 30 members will be into front-end domain. Around 20 to 25 will be into back-end domain. Now this 25 to 30 people, how they are distributed is, architect will be only one. The design team will have probably 3 to 6 members. Range, okay, maybe 3 to 5. Or, okay, let's be clear. Okay, let's give some more. Verification team, lot of people will be into verification team. In fact, this number is even bigger. So then probably this 50 members is not correct. It would be 70 to 100. But let's just go with this assumption only. Okay. If you go to backend domain and DFT for our convenience, I'll place in backend only. Okay. DFT may have 2 to 5 people. Then we have uh, physical design. We'll have at least around 10 to 15 people. It will be 12 to 18. And the layout STA will have maybe around 3 to 5 people. Layout maybe around 3 to 5 people. I think numbers don't add up, so then I have to reduce it around 10 to 15. What you notice here is, what is that I am trying to tell is, there are a lot of people required in functional verification and a lot of people required in physical design. That's the whole thing. We don't literally take the numbers because the composition can change. Somewhere you may need only 2 DFT engineers, somewhere you may need 5 DFT engineers. The composition can change. But what is that you should notice is 80% of the people, at least 75% plus people needed for verification. That is important. I would say at least 60% plus people needed for physical. Now, when they need so many people, Ideally speaking, given an opportunity, I want everyone to be experienced people only. I want everyone to be experienced people so that everything goes smoothly. The problem is what? Cost will go up because a fresher is paid some amount, experienced person is paid a different amount. So my overall cost goes up significantly if I keep everyone experienced. Then problem is uh, the the composition won't be proper, right? I mean, you need some junior team members so that they can, by eventually after 2 3 years they become experienced people. That is where, because they require a lot more people here, they always have a provision to hire freshers. Here also there is a provision to hire freshers. Now you may ask, why not freshers here? Because anyway you need 4 people, just go for experienced people. Because a fresher cannot do everything independently, they require some guidance. With 4 people only working, you can't have 2 seniors with 2 freshers. What will happen? This 2 seniors effort will go into training 2 freshers when they will do design. Okay, this is one part of the large analysis. Okay, there can be different ways to analyze. uh, why you read more freshers for, I mean, why people are freshers are hired more into functional verification domain? Because since there is a bigger number of people are required, they can afford to have 5 freshers in the team. See, you can have 15 experienced people and 5 freshers. It's fine, because even if they don't deliver, these people can take care. Same thing can be done in physical design also, right? Now the composition can even be different. That is where you see a lot of hiring happening into functional verification and physical design. Sometimes companies do hire into DFT, companies do hire into layout. Okay, but a lot of hiring does happen into functional verification and physical design. Now going back to this diagram, you'll understand. Okay, functional verification. Now why did I draw FPGA design here? It's not part of the VLSI flow, but there also, if you are talking about a front-end domain, where the opportunities are there, opportunities are there in the FPGA design also. A lot of opportunities are there. Then opportunities are there in DFT, physical design, custom layout, physical verification, different aspects. Then post silicon validation. How do you choose which one to go for? Whether to go for this one or this one? Very simple. Do you like programming, some amount of programming? You go for this. If you don't like any programming at all, you have never done and you don't want to do any programming, then you go for one of these domains. Okay, now comes the flexibility part here, is that you join front-end domain. For example, you join functional verification course. There is a 2 months time. Let's say your course starts from November 2nd, for example. The course classes commence from 2nd of November till December end. You have flexibility to move to backend domain. Option is there. Means you can be doing front-end domain functional verification till December end. January 1st, you can come back and say that I don't like functional verification, I want to do DFT course. Anything will give you option to switch. No additional cost, because for every course the cost is same. You can switch. Let's say you joined physical design. For whatever reason you didn't like, because you don't like going into the semiconductors, you don't want to get deep into the tool and everything. You wanted to do front-end domain. Then you can choose that. Up to 2 months. 2 months is a very good time, right, for you to make a decision. Do you like the domain or you don't like the domain? Okay, so that flexibility is always there. Okay, now let me just wind up. I think everyone got a basic idea about what is functional verification. So what is functional verification is, let's see what is the time. Okay, another 10 minutes will take and we'll go for a break. Okay, let me just give a brief about what is functional verification is. Functional verification is about, given a design, we develop a test bench like this. This is the design we are trying to verify. This is the design we are trying to verify. We develop something called as test bench around that. Using the test bench, we check whether DUT is working fine. Are there any issues? See, it involves various components like generator, PFM, monitor, functional coverage, reference model, checker, scoreboard, slave model, assertions, different
It's for
components.
every chip.
Every chip and every component inside the chip also.
Okay.
Every component in the chip also requires this kind of test bench architecture. Through this, we get to know whether DUT is working fine or does it have any bugs. We spend 6.5 months to teach this thing. Now I don't want to teach everything in 10 minutes. You will be confused. If I try to teach everything in 10 minutes, you'll be confused. So our whole training is all about how to develop this thing efficiently using SVUVM, how to do this, how to do this, how to do this, how to connect them, how to connect them, how to do this whole integration, and then how do we develop test cases. It's all what goes into our entire 6.5 months of training. Okay. Uh, Again, see, there are a lot of things in the slides. Purposefully, I'm not going into it because if I ask you monitor, you won't understand right now because you are very new to this topic. So purposefully, I'm skipping. Earlier, I used to teach, but then later I felt that a lot of things are not being understood by the participants. So then there is no point teaching. Just teach what is relevant for today's session. So that's where I'm not going deep into it. But when we go to the training, everything will be covered and everything will be covered from the basics. Now let us talk about how the training will be planned. So 10 minutes we'll just wind up these topics. Training will go for around 28 weeks. Sometimes even it can extend to 30 weeks also. The training will go for 28 weeks. There is a chance that it might extend to 30 to 32 weeks also. Now the question is, do I need to wait till this much time to get a job? No. You can see we divide the whole training into three phases: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1 will be for 11 weeks. Phase 2 will be for 12 weeks, and phase 3 will be for 7 weeks. It is, I think, adding up to 30 weeks. That's how much it goes actually. Okay, that's where I said it requires 30 weeks. Now, how the initial phase 1 will be divided is 3 weeks will be focused on digital design. Once the 3 weeks is done, we'll be conducting evaluation test. Once that is done, then we have 8 weeks of training on Verilog. Verilog language will be for 4 weeks, and Verilog projects will be for 3 weeks. We'll have a 1 week break. 3 days of break, followed by an evaluation test. So based on these two evaluation test performance, either you will go to the next phase of training or you will have to repeat the training. If you don't score well at all, let's say you scored below 30% or below 40%, do you think is it good for you to go to the next level of training? All right. So we will have a process where you will have to repeat either Verilog language or you have to repeat Verilog projects. Okay. In fact, there will be two evaluation tests. Evaluation tests on Verilog language, Verilog projects. One after Verilog language training is done, one after Verilog projects is done. That's how it adds to 8 weeks of time. So that phase 1 is for what? 11 weeks. Then comes phase 2, which will start immediately. Okay. There won't be anything like semester break here. There won't be anything like 2 weeks break or 1 month semester break here. Everything will go continuously. Then that goes for 12 weeks. Some for few days we'll teach Linux. Okay. Then we'll teach system Verilog. It goes actually for 8 weeks. Even though 7 weeks, it does go for 8 weeks. Uh, this 1 week kind of gets adjusted into this itself. and complete SV language. It's only SV language training. Followed by that 8 weeks of training, what do we have? Evaluation test. Then we have 4 weeks of UVM training. Again, you have evaluation test. By this stage, then we do some soft skill training. At this stage, what all things you have done? Digital design, Verilog, Verilog projects, system Verilog, and UVM. What is the total duration? 23 weeks. That's roughly 5 months. 5.5 months. At this stage, you start applying for the jobs. You can start applying for the jobs. I mean, you don't need to wait for 7 months to get job support. You can start getting job support starting from this point itself. Once it is done, we go for phase 3. Phase 3 will be majorly focused on the projects and some scripting. 2 weeks of AXI verification IP development. AXI is a protocol where you will be working on verification IP development. Followed by there will be an evaluation test. Then once the 2 weeks is done, then we'll have a 5 weeks of industry standard project followed by evaluation test. This is where you get to know the entire flow. Like you remember I showed you this Ethernet Mac. This project is what is being done currently. Let's say currently I'm doing this project for one of the batches. Let's say October 2000. I'm doing this project for one of the batches. So we do everything, like we develop entire test bench. We develop various components like different drivers, coverage, monitor, everything. Then we run the simulation, we analyze the coverage, everything. All the things will be done as part of this. Then once it is done, final 1-2 weeks will be focused on Python scripting. Now this will be done in a bit relaxed manner. Why we do it in bit relaxed manner is, anyway, at this stage, by this time you are here, you can start looking for jobs. Okay. Even if we spend, instead of 7 weeks, we spend 8 weeks or 9 weeks, doesn't matter for you, because it is not going to impact your placement support. You will start applying for the jobs, because while you are applying for placement, you have time, right? You can start undergoing training on projects and advanced things. Let's say now the question comes, what if I get a job? How do I do this training? Many times it so happens that even if you get a job, the company allows you to complete this training. They will allow you to join the company, then they will give you permission to attend, because it benefits the company, right? It is not you're not doing something different. You're learning something very relevant for them. All the people who got job, they are still doing the training, and company will pay you the salary also. That won't be a concern at all. So that ensures that we do everything in quite relaxed manner. Okay. Our idea is not that we want to finish things in 5 months or like that. The problem is, in 5 months we cannot do things in depth. Uh, Sometimes there are times where this 8 weeks got extended to 10 weeks also. We asked students, are you fine with it? They said we are fine, because we are getting to learn in a relaxed manner, and they are able to focus each and everything in depth. uh, they are happy with that. So our philosophy is that, what I believe is, uh, learning, anything you learn, learning is for one time, and it should be effective learning. What do you mean by this is, next year same time 2023, you have completed training, I'll tell you, I'll give you 10,000, you come and join the training. You won't join training. Why? Because you already undergone. So again, what you have done, if someone tells you, I will again teach you Verilog, again teach you system Verilog, for you it's a waste of time. So rather, I believe, whatever one time, even if it means spending another 2 months, you spend 2 months more instead of 6 months. Make it 8 months, let it go for 8 months, let it go for 9 months, but let that learning be very effective. So there, what we do is, we don't hurry for anything. I don't count like I have to complete the course must in 6 months or 5 months, like that. What is that we made sure is that Your job support should not get stopped. We try to finish off whatever is the essential topics. There you can start applying for the jobs. Then once you are good with all these things, then you can go for phase 3. Now we give you flexibility where you say that I'm done with these things. I want 1 month break and I want to start after that, because digital happened, very lot of things happened, and you are probably not ready for this thing. Then we'll give you that flexibility also. Some students wants to take a break after 2 months, he wants to join the projects, because your placement is more impacted based on your knowledge in these things. If you're good with 90, your 90% is decided based on this will help you in your job actually. Phase 3 helps you in your job. Phase 1 and phase 2 helps you in getting placed. So from a fresher perspective, what is important? Phase 1 and phase 2. So we give them that flexibility to either repeat the courses or take a break. You take a break. After 2 months, you come back and say that I want to now continue the phase 3. That also fine, because of, my goal is that if there are 1,000 people in the institute, what is that we can do so that all 1,000 people come out good? Keep it flexible for them. Everyone should have learned properly. That's the basic idea with which we try. Now coming to the schedule, I think we will be just okay. It's a 6 days per week training. There are basically training is offered in two modes: full week, weekends only training, or even including self-paced learning. First, let's talk about full week training. Full week training before 6 days per week, 9:30 to 1:30 theory and labs. Sunday will be off.
Unrelated with theory, one day.
Yes. Okay. Alternate day theory and labs. Recorded video access provided for 10 days for every session. Every session you attend, that session gets recorded, and we have a portal in skill.in where you log in and you can watch the videos. That access will be there for 10 days. Now, many times people ask, why 10 days? Why not 6 months? My answer is, you have done some course in BTech second semester. Some course. Do you revise it in fourth year? No, right? You don't have time, because in fourth year, in third year, you have to learn what is happening in the third year. So you're doing some topic on semiconductors. You don't go and revise digital electronics in third year, right? The point is, everything has to be learned at that point of time only. You cannot keep everything for 1 month backlog or 2 month backlogs. So by doing this, we give seriousness to the student that if you don't finish, you lose that access. Okay. Now, second option is weekends only training or self-paced learning, or you can go for, let's say, weekends only training. It is mostly meant for what? Experienced working professionals, and full week training is for freshers who have just passed out. Okay. Weekends only training, we'll have Saturday and Sunday training, 4 hours each day. Now you may ask, why 4 hours? Why not 8 hours? It is possible to do, we can do. The problem with this 8 hours is, most of these people are already working, right? They will be working 8 to 9 hours per day, and on top of that, Saturday Sunday, if I keep full schedule, they won't have time for any personal thing. And it's not 1 week thing, right? It's not like 2 weeks workshop and done. It says almost goes for 7 months, almost goes for 7 months, and keeping that busy schedule throughout 7 months is not possible. Many times we lose focus. So rather, what we did is, we only have 4 hours per day, complete course recorded videos provided for entire duration. You will have access. The trainer will tell you the schedule. The trainer will provide you the schedule per week, for each week, what videos you need to complete. And not only that, the training, the videos can be completed, the course can be done at Self-paced. Self-paced means what? At your convenience. What do you mean by at your convenience? Means uh, relaxed pace, normal pace, quick pace. What do you mean by that? Is if someone has got 40 hours in a week, for example, and but he doesn't want to attend live training, he want to go through videos, he can finish the same course in 4 months. Someone can only spend, let's say, 15 hours in a week. He will take 9 months, because at the end of the day, the course requires, the overall course requires 600 hours of time to become very good with the subject. Become very good with the subject. Now, per week, if you spend 15 hours per week, how many weeks does it require? Weeks. If you spend 40 hours per week, the calculation is simple. It's basic mathematics only. So it's about, now the question is, someone may be having time, someone may not have time. I cannot tell them everyone finish in 6 months, everyone finish in 4 months. I cannot tell. That's why we use the term self-paced learning, right? You learn at your own pace. So we give you flexibility to learn at your own pace. So in throughout this duration, you will have a trainer, dedicated trainer for doubt clarification during the weekends also, weekdays also. Not only weekends, even during weekdays, there will be a trainer available for doubt clarifications and support. Course can be done in offline mode, like the people who are attending classroom now, and you can attend online. You can also attend in hybrid mode. What is hybrid mode? Partly offline, partly online. Now, how it works? You may ask, how does it work? Because for both offline and online, schedule is same. There is no different schedule. Like whatever I do for a classroom student, same thing I'm doing for online students, and it doesn't change at all. So hence, one day you can come to classroom, one day you can attend online. There is no issue at all with that. The institute timings are from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, even Sunday, every day it's open, except for festival days. Sometimes when no one is there, it's mostly open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can come anytime and practice. Nobody asks why you are sitting after the class is done, like that. Okay. Uh, let's take a break. I think it's almost 1 hour, 20 minutes. We'll meet in 10 minutes. Okay, we'll meet at 11:10, and then we'll continue further with the rest of the things.
This conference will now be recorded.
So let us resume the session. So we were discussing about the VLSI design flow, and we discussed what is front-end domain, what is back-end domain, and we discussed that functional verification training is divided into three phases. Let's now get into the training, how you should plan. First, let's understand what is difficult part of the entire training. Thing is, things move very quickly. This is the actually difficult part. I mean, everything is taught from the basics. Uh, all the topics are taught from basics. As much basics as like starting from gates, what is truth table, what is De Morgan theorem, everything. Let's say when we go to digital, when we go to Verilog, how to write a simple multiplexer code, how to write a full adder, how to write half adder, everything will be covered. And you will get individual attention also, dedicated support also. But in all this, difficult part of training is things move very quickly. I would say you're trying to do almost 1.5 to 2 years. I would say probably 1.5 years of your BTech course. 6.5 months. That is the difficult part, because you are not used to that during your BTech. During your BTech, you are not used to spending full day and learning. You're not used to it. There you find it a little difficult. Now, what is mean by things move very quickly is, like in BTech you do digital electronics. Typically, how much time does it take for you? You spend one full semester, right? And you don't do entire digital even actually. Here, you do almost 3 times more than what you do in BTech, but you finish in 3 to 4 weeks. Understood the complexity? The time is getting reduced, and you are doing lot more things than what you did in your BTech. That is what makes the things complex. Same thing with Verilog. Let's say Verilog is one full semester course. Here, you do 3 times, 2 to 3 times more than that in 4 weeks. This is where people find it difficult to cope up. Now, if you ask me, then why are you doing so much time? Can I keep the training for 1 year? Not possible, right? Many people are in hurry to get a job. They can't wait for 1 year to get a job. So, uh, 1 second, let me check. I just went out to check the noise. They said the work is done, so you won't find much problem now. Okay. So here, what I'm saying is, like, you do lot more things in less duration. But the positive thing is, when you're doing Verilog, you're only focused on Verilog. In BTech, that won't happen, right? You have 5, 6 subjects, so there also there is a bit of stress is there. But thing is, you people at times find it difficult to cope up with this flow. There we give flexibility. That is where we conduct evaluation test to assess how a student has learned. If the student has learned and is good to go to the next stage, we allow him to go. If he's not good, we make him repeat the course. So here you should not worry that my course will extend to 8 months, my course will extend to 9 months. Let it happen, no problem, because getting job is not just a not luck. You don't get job by luck. You get with proper quality preparation. Okay. So hence, you don't have to worry about that. Okay. Now, how do we do the student performance monitoring? Because any educational institution, performance monitoring is important, and how do we address the gaps? So conduct, we have assignments for every course. Now, assignments will be available in our job portal. So will be, it's not job, our e-learning portal. So this is our e-learning portal, inskill.in. Once you log in, let's say I go to Verilog, there will be assignments. Course will have almost close to 22 assignments. This need to be completed in 8 weeks duration. So you mostly you don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. You can say 20 assignments. Okay. Uh, every assignment will be quite detailed. It won't be like one line question, do this. We'll give inputs, what to do, how to implement, how to write test bench. Everything will be detailed. It's going to be a very detailed document which tells everything to do from step by step. Not only this, if I take RegNet vector, there will be detailed explanation what to do. It's just that you need to have that patience to sit and do this thing. The next thing is, for every assignment you get a support. For every assignment completion, we provide support. We conduct live classes. Set right? Theory session, lab sessions. Lab sessions are meant for completing the assignments and to help you do the assignments. So because assignments are very important, right? I mean, see, if you are able to complete these all assignments, rest all thing you have learned everything. If you are able to do all these assignments by yourself, you have learned everything. So here what we do is, during our performance monitoring, we give 50% weightage to assignment completion. So you have done assignments, everything, you have done 50% of your work. 10% for attendance. Are you attending the sessions or not? That is not very important criteria, but 10%. Then we'll be conducting evaluation tests. Many times what people do, people copy assignments from their friends and submit. You know, right? People can copy. You just go to your friend and ask, they'll give you. Then sometimes we get wrong results in assignment, right? I mean, it's possible to catch, we can compare, but then sometimes it gets missed out. So there we conduct evaluation test. That will be only 20% weightage, but that will be used to decide whether you should go to the next level or not. So overall course may have around 7 to 8 assignment evaluation test. Every month there will be one evaluation test at every stage. Let's say digital design, one evaluation, Verilog language, Verilog projects, system Verilog language, everywhere. Then every month we'll be having presentations. Presentation means not the one trainer is doing. We'll give you one topic, student given one topic. Student is given a topic and asked to do presentation. Why that is important? Because you need to learn communication skills. How to, like I am talking, there are some participants, I am able to explain my concepts to the people, like people in classroom, people in online probably are able to follow what I'm talking. Same way, a student should learn that skill set where he makes a presentation and he should be able to explain in a slow manner, in a way that other people understands. And it doesn't happen automatically, right? Even when I'm teaching, it didn't happen automatically, I learned gradually. So that will happen through every month practice. Every month you have a presentation, a 20 minutes presentation or 15 minutes presentation, that eventually by 7 months you have learned how to do a presentation, how to explain the concepts. Then we'll be
Okay, so
conducting mock interviews. 1 second, I'll complete. 10%
yeah.
weightage for mock interviews. Every month it will happen. Yeah, please tell me.
So is this presentation thing for both weekend batches and normal batches?
Yes, it is for both.
Okay, sir.
Okay. See, there is nothing like punishment or anything here. If you say I won't do, there is nothing I do. What is that I can control? I will say I won't give placement support. Except that there is no penalty, there is no punishment or anything. If you say I don't want to study, I mean, someone says I don't have time, I can't do preparation, then I will say you come prepared well, then only I'll give placement support.
Because like we'll be attending 2 days, that is why I asked.
No, I got it. We will keep it
Yeah.
flexible. My point is, let's say if you someone don't have time, I can't force them to do something, right?
Yeah.
Because as you see here, we are giving more importance to the assignments. As long as you do assignments well and you're fine, we are not going to pressurize you to do presentations. At the end, everything is done for the student benefit. If someone don't have time and they cannot do, we can't pressurize them. For me, even when I say I won't give placement support, not that I want, my point is you should have a basic preparation, basic level. Before, when I send a resume to anyone, I should have some basic confidence in your preparation, right? Only then I can send. That's the idea. As I said, student presentation sessions will be at least one per month. uh, Up to 2 months you can switch to any other domain. Now function verification I just gave. Okay, yeah, I think I'm done pretty much with what I wanted to explain. Training will be done from scratch. Uh, Again, the same point, it comes down to things move quickly. That's the only important thing you have to remember. Anytime you are not able to cope up, so that's where we provide the recorded videos. I told you, right? We provide recorded videos for 10 days so that you can revise. And the good thing is every day live session will be there. If you are attending full week training, there will be a live session. Whatever doubts you have today, you can always clarify in the next day. So you don't have to keep the doubts. And those who are attending weekends, they can clarify the doubts even during the weekdays, because we will create one dedicated WhatsApp group. See, for every student we create one dedicated WhatsApp group.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
1 second. Dedicated WhatsApp group, each student. for every student. They will be in two groups. One is in dedicated WhatsApp group. They will be in the actual common group. Here, trainer will be there, admin will be there, and student will be there. Now, if he has a technical support, trainer will provide the support. If it is non-technical support, admin will provide the support. This is done to make sure that you get the quick response, because I keep telling to my support staff, even to my trainers, let's say I have to support a student with one question. Even if today it's 5 minutes only, after 1 week also, you have to provide support for 5 minutes only or whatever. Better you provide quickly. Student will be happy, right? If you provide after 1 week, you will be fine, but you won't be satisfied. So I keep telling, we keep encouraging, I mean, telling to our staff that provide the support quickly, because at the end, your time is same. You're going to spend the same time either today or tomorrow after 1 week also. Better we do quickly. Okay. So hence we created this WhatsApp group where every student is given with one unique ID. It's like we have a VLSI Guru ID that through that ID you will track everything. I mean, your performance, everything will be tracked through that only. That's pretty much about it. And once based on this performance tracking, we divide the people into three categories: a good performing student, average performing student, and poor performers. Now, our idea would be to how can I take a poor performer to average? How can I take average performer to good? How can I make good performer excel? We cannot make poor performer to excel in 6 months. It won't be possible, because what didn't happen for 20, 22 years can't happen in 6 months. But we can take to one level next. That's what training aims. Now, if you ask me what is the final goal of training, is to make you, final goal of 6.5 months training would be enable you to work in the job independently. Anytime you go to the job, the company wants you to understand the things, wants you to work independently. Not like for every 10 minutes you go to your senior person, ask what to do here. I don't understand. They don't like it, because if they can do, if they, then why do they need you? They would rather do the same work. So the training, all these assignments, everything we are focused, everything we are doing is in this direction, to make you do the things independently. Now, it's not going to be only institute effort, it is a collective effort. It's collective effort, institute plus student. Just institute alone cannot do it, just student alone cannot do it. It's a collective effort which will make you reach that stage. So I'm kind of done with what I wanted to explain. Now, if I have any questions, we can take up those questions. As someone were asking the question like, uh, this one, salary, scope, growth, all that. Currently, what I have seen is front-end domain has more opportunities as of today. But if you ask me in the long term, will it be always like that? Front-end will have more opportunities? Not like that. Even PD, you see a lot of people getting hired in physical design also. I would say front-end domain will have always 20% more opportunities than back-end. My observation. What happens here is, why is it so? Is in front-end domain there are a lot of small companies are there, startups are small companies are there. It's in VLSI. It is very easy to set up a front-end domain company, because you don't require any investment there. In back-end domain, it involves a cost, because there are a lot of tools to be purchased. You might know the cost of tools. Like in college, you don't see that. Actually, in college, you get for 10 lakhs like that licenses. Same thing, if company has to purchase it, cost 2 to 3 crores. Same tools, what you used in college, same tools, if a company has to purchase, minimum they have to spend 2 to 3 crores, 20 times more or 30 times more. Hence, difficult to set up a company in backend domain. You will see a lot of companies focused in front end domain. Now, what happens, because there are more companies, sometimes when they have to hire, because it's a startup company or a smaller company, they can't keep a restriction that I need only 70%, I need only 75%. Sometimes even if a person has less percentage, they will hire. Okay, that's why you'll always find more opportunities in this one. Now coming to the scope, growth wise, both domains have good scope only. In all this flow, except for this domain, sorry, except for physical verification domain, every other domain is interesting. Physical verification is the only boring domain. I mean, not, it won't give you much growth opportunities. Physical verification is something like checking whether, let's say there is a metal inside the chip, there is a metal, another metal is there, is the distance between them is 10 nanometers. They will do that kind of checks. Roughly I'm giving you, okay. Now that's a very boring job. Of course tool will give you the results, tool will tell you there is a violation here, then you have to fix a violation. This kind of job will be boring. Except that physical verification, every other domain is good. Every other domain offers you growth opportunities. What does it mean is, I have few people, my friends who have joined into functional verification job, few friends who joined into physical design, few who have joined into DFT back when I started my career. All of them are in good jobs, good positions. Maybe they might be earning anywhere between 50 to 50 lakhs to 1 crore anywhere. Even here they may be earning anywhere between 50 lakhs to 1 crore, even in DFT. Now, if you ask me who is earning more, there can be 10% variation, right, here and there. Generally, as a standard, what happens is physical design people get around 5 to 10% more than functional verification, because the job is more involved. It's more demanding. Okay, that 5 to 10% is not a big thing if you look from a work satisfaction perspective. If you are happy with what you do, then functional verification itself is good. Okay, so that's about it. Now coming to the growth, all of them have grown. Some of them have become managers, some of them are like staff engineers or senior staff engineers. So everywhere there is a growth. So only thing I would say is, do not get into physical verification in long term. Other than that, every other domain is good. Even post silicon validation is very good, because I have seen people who have got into post silicon validation and they are made careers there. Okay, uh, so from a fresher perspective, this is little important. Okay, even our institute, we have the same observation that as of today in my front end domain, we may have less than 5 people who need job. Across last 2 3 years, since last 2 3 years, we have, as of today, I have only less than 5 people who need jobs in front end domain. In physical design domain, I have around 30 people. There are placements happening in both the domains, but it could be 30 to 40, so 30 plus people need jobs. But in front end domain, it's less than 5 people who need jobs. Mostly these are the people who don't really have interest in job or who don't put any effort. But otherwise, just anyone, everyone is getting job. The only thing is, you should not be very particular that I should get only 4 lakhs job or 5 lakhs job. Thing in VLSI, what is important is getting into the industry is important. So you start your career, let's say you start with 20,000 salary, you start with 30,000, or sometimes people start with 15,000 only. Eventually, after 1 2 years, you get really a good salary. That is what you will notice in VLSI. Uh, that's about it. So important thing is starting salary doesn't matter. Sometimes people may start only with 15,000, 15K per month. But after 5 years, they could be getting anywhere like even 25 lakhs per year. It's possible. You will see many such cases where people have done that. Because starting salary is just a notional number. After 6 months, they may revise it to 6 lakhs. They may revise it to 5 lakhs also. Because as you start contributing to the company, as you start getting into the project and doing, they will revise. Okay. Now the salary range can be anywhere from We have seen people who are getting 15,000 per month also. Then we had people who got 15 lakhs per annum also. That range is there. Like if you go to the average would be around 4 lakhs per annum.
Sir, why PD pays more salary?
It is more
Because
involved. See, what
in
happens is uh, in DV, you can just manage the job by spending 8 hours, proper 8 hours of time in a job. You can manage. No need to spend any additional time. If you do sensibly, you start getting into some reading Facebook and lot of other things. Then even if you spend 15 hours, time won't be sufficient. In PD, it is more involved. Many times people have to spend till night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. They work. Many times you hear from the people that they work till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So automatically they will be 5 to 10% more paid, right? That's I have
yeah,
two people in my company who one guy requires to put lot more effort than other guy. Whom will I pay more? I'll pay the person who
oh,
is having to spend a little more effort, right? I'll have to compensate him for a little more. Difference is only 5 to 10%. I'm talking. That's what literally it is. Okay. Yeah.
okay,
Uh,
thanks.
Now someone asked the 20 assignment will be same for the batch.
Hello,
What do
sir.
you think is? One second. You can post all your questions in the chat window. Uh, I would prefer you post all your questions in the chat window. I'll take the questions and answer them one by one. 20 assignment will be same for batch or individual login. Tell me what should it be? Same for batch. I mean, all 20 assignments, everyone in the batch has to do. There won't be any individual assignments. Let's say there are 20 people. I can't give individual assignment to person one, person two like that. Okay. It's a common assignment. Everyone has to work. Okay. Next. Is MTech required in VLSI? Not at all required. Even if you are BTech, all that requires is common sense. To get a job, all that requires is common sense and for dedicated focus. That's all. I mean, understand the problem, have the required skill set, programming skill set, anything, and you just go to the job and you should not become burden to the team. You should do independently. That's all. Then everything happens automatically. It doesn't matter whether you are BTech or MTech.
Whether you provide aptitude,
Huh?
whether you provide aptitude training.
There is no aptitude training. We'll conduct aptitude based questions, but we can discuss, but not there is no dedicated training as such on aptitude. Okay.
Every company requires aptitude test.
It is good to learn aptitude always. Okay. At your age, aptitude is something you will have to learn at your age because you will have to purchase a book, R.S. Agrawal or something, time, distance, men, work, some 10, 15 categories are there. You have to practice some questions. Now, we don't have that much time in the course to focus on that training itself. That's the problem.
Sir, one question I have. So in the weekends
Yeah,
time, weekdays times you spend more time, like daily 4 hours, but in the
yeah,
weekends you only give 4 hours, right? In 2 days,
yeah,
but
yeah,
weekdays like 6 days, 4 hours. So how do you compensate
yeah.
that in weekend
No,
time?
that's what I said, right? You have to go through the videos. We provide you with access to all the recorded videos. Complete course videos are provided. You will have to go through the videos. Those topics will be discussed during Saturday and Sunday. It's like a revision sessions, and trainer will discuss the corresponding assignments quickly. Whatever you would have worked. See, weekend training is more a self-motivated course. I mean, you should be motivated. Even of course, it applies to full week training also. It's more to weekend training because the trainer will be giving you schedule which videos to watch during this week. He will tell you unit 1 to unit 7 you have to complete. Then the next Saturday and Sunday, those corresponding topics will be revised and any doubts will be clarified, and corresponding assignments will be completed. Of course, in the
Okay.
two days we cannot redo everything of full week. Yeah,
So you give daily videos, and in the weekends you just revise. something
No,
like
it's
that,
not
right?
daily videos. See, what we do is in the previous batch, we would have recorded the videos. We will give you
Okay.
entire set of videos and we'll give you the
Mm.
schedule, learning schedule also. If I go to, let's say I logged into Verilog,
Okay.
I go to schedule.
Mm.
There's a learning schedule. There are three modes: relaxed mode, normal learning mode, quick learning mode. What is quick learning mode? Let's say relaxed mode means you have, let's say, 12 hours per week. You only have 12 hours per week.
Mm.
Normal mode means 18 hours per week. Quick paced
Mm.
learning mode means what? 24 hours per week. So
Mm.
accordingly we'll give you, let's say you have 24 hours per week, you can finish the entire course in 5 weeks only. Entire Verilog course can be completed in 5 weeks. If you are going for normal mode where you can only spend 18 hours per week, you may have to spend 6 to 7 weeks. In relaxed phase, relaxed means what? You don't have much time, you can only spend 12 hours. You will have to spend 9 weeks almost to complete the same course. Now
Yes.
this schedule you have to follow. Like in week 1 I have to complete unit 1, unit 2. What are unit 1, unit 2? If you go here you will see that these videos you have to complete in 1 week. So the duration, everything will be present here. If I go here, 2 hour 28 minutes is one thing, other is 2 hour 57. It's like it is adding to around 6 hours. 6 hours you go through and 6 hours you have to practice.
Mm, yeah. Thanks for the
Any
clarification. But I have one more doubt. So someone asked in the chat saying like, is this e-learning? I mean, it is same as e-learning. Is that
Please come again.
so? Is it similar to e-learning course? You will always, I mean, do you provide the same
Yeah,
recorded
it is
videos to
similar
the
to
e-learning
e-learning.
people?
It's similar to e-learning. See, if I only make weekends only training without any videos, we can't complete the course in 6.5 months. It's not possible. Now, if I only give you the videos without any weekend support, you won't have motivation. Like if I just give you videos, I ask you to go through without any guidance, like the way it happens in Udemy, you can't learn everything properly. So we came up with a model which is mix of both, where we give you videos, we conduct dedicated weekend session. Let me tell you, it's very effective as long as you have motivation, right?
Mm.
Because the videos are well organized, the content, everything. uh, Now wherever you're stuck, as I told you, there is a dedicated WhatsApp group. You don't, let's say you have a doubt on Monday, you don't have to wait till Saturday to get your doubt. One second.
Okay. So just to have a clarity, so the content would be same in the e-learning and online classes, but the only difference is like you
Exactly same. Exactly same. In
try.
fact, the
Mm.
e-learning material content will be better organized because the videos are divided into individual topics wise. Each topic is divided into individual topic wise, everything. And more importantly, you also have the live support also. Like, see, you're stuck on Monday, same day, mostly the same day, there will be a trainer available to clarify your doubts. Because if you're
Mm.
stuck till Saturday, you can't proceed for some reason. So hence,
Correct,
we
correct.
don't want that to happen. Okay.
Mm, yeah,
Any other
yeah,
questions?
yeah. So do you have a protocol on Cerdes? Cerdes,
We
some
don't
is
have
it?
any
I mean,
protocol on SARDAS because see, for a fresher, SARDAS is very complex topic. Now,
oh,
I'm sure 80% of the people don't understand the term SARDAS here.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
So for a fresher, I mean, I have seen 5,000 to 10,000 students. So we know what is that we have to teach. As an institute, we have many courses. We have PCI Express, USB, lot of things, because of which we are very well connected with the companies. Uh, what do I mean? That is, let's say if someone wants USB training in India,
Mm.
I don't want to exaggerate, but mostly they only come to me because there is no one else, no other institute in India who provides USB training. Let's say they want training in DDR. There is no institute who provides in DDR. SOC training, we only provide. Let's say like that, we have around 15 unique courses which are only provided by us. Let's say Risk 5 training. Maybe there may be another one or two institutes, but we do provide. ARM training we provide. SOC training, gate level simulation. So our strength is this also. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
if you
Okay.
ask me why don't you include everything for freshers, freshers cannot take so much. Freshers can only take
Mm,
what is capable for that 6.5 months. So we have structured exactly like that only. If you ask anyone who has completed training, they will tell you how the training was overall. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions?
okay. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Thanks.
Now
Thanks.
let me take all the questions now. Anyone else have questions? You can please post the questions in the chat window.
Sir, I have posted my question.
Okay. Everyone, I'll be back in a minute. Okay. One second, I'm back. So let's take up these things. So what are the companies visiting the institute? Pretty much every company visits. Only thing is all services companies hire. So you know that there are two kinds of companies: product companies and services based companies. All services companies hire from VLSI, hire from us. Some of the product based companies. Some of the product based companies hire from us. Uh, we are very well connected with the services companies. I'll give you some simple examples also. One person is very fond about why videos are not posted, all that. I'll answer his question also. Okay. When I say product companies like Mentor Graphics has hired from us, Synopsys has hired from us. And only on a need basis when they have requirement like microchip, even Micron. Uh, Other than that, we had onsemi, like sometimes cadence has come to us with requirements like that. There are, I would say, another 5 to 6 companies like who hire from us. Of course not every product company hires. If you ask me, does Intel hire? Mostly it's a selectively, like I'm connected with the manager. If he has a requirement, he comes to me. Technically their recruitment team is not connected with us. Okay. So this is the scenario how it happens. Now, when it comes to all services companies, I'm talking about literally every service company. Let's say Wipro, HCL, eInfochips, let's say UST Global, Sirium or Tech Mahindra, many other companies, right? All of those companies do hire from us. Even Synapse hires from us, all that. Okay. Um, Next, how we are connected with the services companies is we have some special courses. I mean, some unique courses like I told you, right, which no other institute offers. Many times these services companies do want uh, this thing from us. What do you say? uh, Want their employee training from us. So that's where they come to us for the training. As part of that, we get connected and it does open up opportunities for us. Okay, I don't want to go deep into it. Only one thing I will show you. We do business with all these companies. These are like quotations which I can't show inside of it. AI on SI, AI Semicon, Alpha Semiconductor, Cisco, Juntran, LTTS, Mirafra, Perfect VIP, Synapse, UST Global, Western Digital, Accenture, Alt Cognito, Blueberry, Chip Spirit, Sientra. What is this basically? These are the bills we have raised to companies. Now I can't show you the bills, what is there inside. So I'm just trying to show you that we are almost connected with 40 companies directly for their employee training. Now for HCL, what I might be connected with, I'm providing them PCI and DDR training. Okay. For some company, ASMECon, I might be providing some SVUVM training. Like that, Happiest Minds, HCL, Ignitarium, Intel, Modern Chip, P2F, PCC, Qualcomm, Stockbridge, Synopsys not there. Okay. So like that, we are well connected with the companies. Mostly these all trainings happen, almost 70% of these trainings happens in a year to me. Okay. In summary, we are connected with all these companies. Like I'm connected with HCL, some of the teams, and I can always, if I have a good candidates, I can always refer to the teams also personally. That is possible. Okay. uh, Next, in one of the cases, one big services company hired from many institutes. Not to name the service company because it won't be good. They have hired almost 40 people from various institutes. Again, they are undergoing training with me. Okay. What are that company? That name itself probably won't be there. I can't show the names. That's a problem. It just that you have to trust on this part. Okay. So I mean, it at times, because our training does differ in terms of the quality we provide. Okay. Next is the weekend course. In weekend course, how the lab session will arrange. I told, right, that 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday will be revision lab session, and assignment support. Now, as I said, during the weekdays, if you need support, the trainer can be available for some time to clarify the doubt. This is for weekend students or e-learning students. What are the PD tools? We use Synopsys tools. An entire set of Synopsys tools we use. Now, what can be those tools? ICC2, time design compiler, IC validator, star RC, like that various tools that we used. I have passed out MTech in 2017, working as a design engineer in automobile field in MNC. 75%. How will opportunities for me? I don't have any career gap. I want to switch to VLSI and triply. It is possible. It is quite possible for you to switch into VLSI. All that you have to do is you choose one domain. Let's say you choose functional verification domain. Since you have around 5 years, you have been working for last 5 years, you show at least 3 years experience into functional verification based on what you learn in training. All you have to do is whatever projects you learned as part of the training, you show those projects on. Let's say go here. These projects you will be doing. Okay. Almost all of these projects will be doing. You just have to show these projects into your resume.
For every student, there will be 9 projects.
8 to 9 projects will be there. See, there will be other mini projects also. See, recently what we have started doing is we have started skipping this project. Okay. Because what is happening again, people are, I mean, some projects we are skipping. At least this project we have completely skipped. What is that? I2C controller. Why we did is because there people are not able to cope up with too many projects being done. The point is rather than trying to do everything and not learning anything properly, rather do fewer things and be perfect with the things. Okay, but except for this we have been doing everything else. Okay. Now if you can show these many projects in your resume, you can even easily try a 2 to 3 years experience person. There are people who have got done that also. Now show 2 years experience into current domain you are working on. I'm talking about this person who is working as a design engineer in automobile field. So this 2 years in different domain and 3 years into VLSI domain. That way, you can apply as an experienced person, and then you can easily get into the job. Now the question comes: my company don't have functional verification or VLSI. You can still take a chance and put update in your resume. Companies don't do too much of background verification, because if it is related to design engineer job, some or other way chips electronics is involved. That way you can show 2 to 3 years experience into functional verification. With that, if you try, you will have a lot of opportunities. Even today, even before you join the training, you can try this. The person who has asked this question, before even you join the training, you just update your resume in this manner. You say that you have 3 years into functional verification, 2 years into this, and for this 3 years you go and update the same projects. Like, take these projects as it is put in your resume. Of course you cannot copy this, you just have to manually type it. You do it. If you get at least 10 opportunities, then you can join the training. If you don't get any opportunities, then think again. Let's say you upload your resume, update your resume with these projects, and you mention that you are 3 years into functional verification, 2 years into current domain. Just see how many opportunities do you get based on that resume update. If you are able to get at least 10 interview calls in 1 week duration, then you know that you will get calls, right? Then you can join the training. I hope this answers your question. I will be answering questions anytime you feel that you still have further question. You please feel free to ask.
Sir, right now actually I'm working in L&T, Hyderabad.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, even I come to know the like even in L&T also they have the VLSI, But the thing is, like,
Yeah,
if I
of
want
course, L&T
to,
has a very big VLSI division. Yeah,
they are
lot
saying
of our
like
students
internally,
get placed in L&T. Like almost 50 plus students in one batch got placed into L&T at one time. Yeah, please tell me.
yes, sir. Actually, if you want to switch internally, in the sense they need at least a 16 months duration. I joined 3 months back. I'm going to start the course with this batch. I'm planning.
Yeah.
So I think it's not possible to stay days days for 16 months to stay back on the
See,
LNT with VLSI.
now my point is you don't need to limit your options to only one company, right?
Okay, okay.
Currently, if you ask me in VLSA, there are 100 plus companies in Bangalore. Why only limit to one company? Or even in Hyderabad, let's say you want to work in Hyderabad, there is no, just not L&T, right? There are many other companies. You can look always in those opportunities. Unless you have a bond in L&T, that's a different thing.
No, sir, I don't
But
have any bond.
otherwise, then you don't need to really restrict yourself to L&T. You can always switch. See, at the end, if you have a proper knowledge, right knowledge, you can always target the product company, right? Why to limit
Yes,
only
yes,
to L&T or any specific service company? You can always target product company because with this kind of background, you can even get into Qualcomm Intel. It's just that you have to target. You have to ask yourself, for me to get into Qualcomm, what knowledge do I
yeah,
need? What is skills that I need? It's not impossible, right? Do you think they
yes.
hire only one very specific set of category of
Mm.
students? No. They hire anyone who is good. Anyone. It can be from any college, any gender, anything, right? They don't even bother. They'll hire. So you can target like that. It is quite possible. If you ask me, most of the students who got trained here, after 4 5 years, they would be in a product companies.
Yes, sir.
Next.
So
Is
regarding
there,
survival, sir, 3 years of experience I'm going now.
no, no, see, we are going to give training you for, we are going to train you for 7 months duration. So
Okay.
7 months trainings means something, right? You are going to learn something very important, right? Because we are not going to time pass. We are not going to talk about some well-being and everything. We are going to talk technical things. Our 7 months training will be in and out technical only, right? So you are going to
Yeah.
learn enough skill set. Of course, there will be 1 2 months time where you will have to get used to the new work role. It won't be like
Yeah.
a you go and just start doing. There will be 1 2 months time where you will have to adopt. Once you adopt that 1 2 months, you will everything will be fine.
Okay, sir.
Next. Okay. Is there any difference between teaching pace between weekend and weekday batch? I have already explained this question. Weekday batch, everything is done in live because we have time, right? And students are available. Now someone is joining weekend batch because they don't have time. See, why are people joining weekend batch? They don't have time. Now can I ask them to sit from 9 to 6 p.m.? Not possible, right? Because they're already occupied. So there we have come up with a schedule where you get all the recorded videos with a schedule. I have shown you the schedule, right? In whatever is convenient for you, you do it. I'm not going to ask you why you are taking 9 months and 10 months to complete, why you are finishing in 4 months. I'm not going to ask you. You can do at your own pace. uh, Teaching pace, of course, in weekends it will be a little quick, right? Because same topics we want to cover, it will be more focused on your requirements. Let's say you say that I didn't understood this topic, trainer will revise that topic for you. Let's say you are
చిన్న
doing
మీటింగ్
some
అవుతున్నది.
please be in mute. Srinivas, sorry, David, please be in mute.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. I hope you got this question right. Uh, Next, is there only one faculty who will cover all the topics? No, we have almost 5 trainers who cover different topics. It could be even more. Right now, let's say 5 trainers, because digital design will be done by a person who is expert in digital design. Verilog will be done by one of us who has expertise with Verilog language. Now, let's say I'm doing demo. Can I do each and every session? Not possible, right? Because I have some other schedules. I have to take care of that. But whoever does the training, it will be done properly. We take a feedback for every week, 2 weeks. So wherever we have a negative feedback, we take the corrective action. Okay. We have had very consistent good feedback. I mean, we have a feedback mechanism. We have had very good feedback. Um See, feedback was last filled, I think, today. Mostly have had. We have a form where we ask people to give feedback every time. Mostly, you can see this is the rating they have given out of 5. This person is from PD advanced batch, July 2022 batch. All are good. The name they have given. Trainer is exceptionally out of expectation, got a lot of patience, good example of being a teacher. Institute is being lot of batches managed and set proper time efficiently. Something is given. This is for layout batch. This is for PD basics. Mostly you can see that things have been good. We do take this feedback quite seriously. Basically, wherever we see that negative feedback is there, let's say here, I don't know, he said awesome and he's giving 1 rating, so that's a different thing. Except, I mean, his intention was probably to give 5, but given 1. So other than that, you see, we haven't changed anything. This is as it is, as you see that. Okay. This we take regularly. Like, okay. I think this was taken today only. Today people are filling right now. So thing is, institute cannot run with one trainer. A course cannot run with one trainer, right? It has to be group of trainers who support. But all that what happens is there is a process every trainer follows. Like I write a notes so that you have this access to notes and you see what is being done. So we make sure that every trainer follows similar teaching methodology, which makes it easy for students to follow the things. Because the whole intention is to reach out to the last student who is not able to follow the things, the poorest student, academically poorest student in the institute, in the class. It can be anyone, right? Make sure that even he is able to benefit. If he is able to benefit, everyone is able to benefit. But while making sure that we don't go too slow. See, I cannot do Verilog for 6 months. We go quickly. If student is not able to follow, we give option to repeat. No additional cost. Next. When I visited VLSI Guru in YouTube, we can't get play student videos that much compared to other institutions. Thing is, there are different institutes have different strategy. One is called as marketing. One is organic way of growth. Marketing means I can get another 20 students and make them do the videos. It is possible. Whoever has placed, if I request them come give me video reviews, they will give me. Rather, what we believed is most of my enrollments are because we create videos on courses that we offer. Here the problem comes is some institutes where they offer only 2 courses, let's say 1 course, functional verification course. How many videos they can put on technical, tell me? 5 videos, right, maximum. 1 on Verilog, 1 on system Verilog. I offer 40 courses. Not 40, let's 30. Plus at least we have. Then I can make 150 videos. Let me make videos on course. See, to get the student reviews, 5 quality videos are sufficient. 5 quality videos are sufficient rather than having 50 placed videos. So we focus more on organic way of growth. What is organic growth way? Show the content rather than getting a person and just do the marketing for me. I mean, of course, that is important. Most important is create videos on course that we offer. Now that will tell you the quality of the content. That's what we focused on. That now we have been doing these videos also. I think maybe you may find 7-8 videos, but mostly our videos are into course only. Now, if you feel that institute which offers you that, you go and join that only, right? Then also I heard about that place also where there are 150 people are still looking for jobs. I've seen the place also where still 150 people need jobs, and it's not something I heard from their students. The companies told me that we get 150 resumes from there. So anyway, not to go too much deep into it. Next. This weekend training is similar to e-learning, or e-learning is different? Kind of e-learning and weekend training are same. Means in e-learning, the only thing is, if you think that you don't want weekend support, you don't join weekend sessions. If you want support, you join. That flexibility will be there. But technically speaking, weekend training and e-learning both are same.
Can you repeat that what you said last in 10th point? I'm sorry, I could not. The voice got broke.
Which one? Please tell me.
10th point. So this weekday training is.
Weekend training and e-learning courses are same. It's
So
like,
is it like, yeah,
see, the point is, as I told you some time back, if I just give you videos like in Udemy, you get only videos, you don't get trainer. Many times that is
correct,
not sufficient. You have a doubt, there is no one to clarify your doubts. If I
correct.
just do only weekend training without any videos, we can't cover everything only in the weekends, because
Okay.
we need, as I said, you need significant amount of time to cover the course. So hence what we do is weekend training plus access to all the recorded videos. Is it clear to you now?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Next, if I opt for weekend batch in between week, if I get time, can I attend weekday session? Yes, you can attend.
So one question.
Yeah.
If I'm opting for that e-learning means, and if any of the weekend I need support means, I can access the
Yes, you
trainers.
can attend. See, as soon as you enroll for weekend course, e-learning course,
Okay.
1 minute. As soon as you enroll for e-learning course, you are added into one one this group, one e-learning group. For example, there will be PD e-learning group, Verilog e-learning group. uh, every week the sessions will be posted. Like last Sunday we had a session at 3 p.m. The trainer has posted. The before day, Saturday, the trainer has posted. So every weekend sessions will be there. Like students can post their questions here. See, student is posting the question here, the trainer responds back pretty much the same day. If there is a need for support, he will provide the support. Now it's how many people are attending in e-learning? There are almost 20 25 participants. If you remove the admin, everything, it comes to 17 18 people who are only learning in e-learning mode. They are not attending live training. So for all of them, we conduct sessions on Saturday and Sunday. All these people have got access to the course videos. Now it comes down to their motivation. See, some people are very active, some people have been asking a lot of questions, some people don't ask much. So we can't force anyone, right? Why don't you ask questions? Can I say that? No, right? It's, we leave it to the student.
So I'm little confused. That e-learning is something that we get recorded lectures, right? And weekend is on live training. Is that?
Yeah, please tell me.
So I'm little confused. E-learning is something that we get recorded lectures, right? And weekend batch is something we doubts get
No, no,
clarified on weekdays.
basically in e-learning you get access to the videos, plus there will be live weekend training. Now this is optional. If you want to attend, you attend. If you don't want to attend, you don't attend. You understood, right? See, what I'm telling is, we just don't want to give you the videos and tell you that just go through the videos.
Okay.
The problem is you won't
So
have motivation, and no one is monitoring how you are learning, what is your learning, and if you are stuck with something, there is no one to support you. That's what happens in typical e-learning courses, let's say Udemy or any other platform. We don't want to be that case. It will be e-learning plus live support sessions over the weekends. Who, just tell me, who goes for e-learning course? Mostly the working professionals, right? So when they will be
correct.
available? Weekends. So hence we conduct live weekend sessions.
Okay. Okay.
Mostly who
Yeah.
enroll for this? People who are doing internship. Let's say who is someone from NIT, they have got into Intel Qualcomm as interns. They want to upgrade, they want to learn new skills, because in internship they don't do anything really, lot of advanced things. They do repetitive things. So that's where our courses they do over weekends. But they have someone has time over the weekdays also, right? In the evenings, they go for e-learning. We conduct live weekend sessions.
So
Our
it is
intention is
like
that
you.
I told you. Yeah,
Yeah, please carry on.
you asked me. Yeah.
Yeah, is it like in the e-learning you post all the lectures at the same time, or one by
Yes,
one you?
it's from the previous batches. We post all the lectures. Let's say this has got entire lectures of the very long. Around 55 sessions are there of very long. So you can go through these videos at your convenience, and while going through that, you can start going through the presentations will be there, assignments will be there, notes will be there. You can just finish the assignments, everything at your pace. Now weekends is where you didn't understood, let's say task and function. Let's say you didn't understood clock generation concept. You talk to the trainer, get your doubts clarified. You ask him to revise the topic. Whatever assignment specific to that, you get your doubts clarified. That's where weekend sessions will be used.
Okay,
Is that clear
thanks
to
a
you?
lot. Yes, yes, it's clear.
Okay.
Thanks.
For
Sir,
those who are
and
working, yeah, please ask.
and for learning, the videos will be available for how many days, sir? Like each topic or the total topics are available?
Like, see, typically what we do is we do it in a phased manner. See,
Okay.
I showed you initially phases, right?
Yeah, yes.
We will give you this set of videos, digital and Verilog videos for initial 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
You complete. Let's say you finished in 1.5 month. You say that I'm done with digital and Verilog. After that 1.5 month only, we'll enable this video access. Again, we'll
Okay.
give you
Okay.
3 months time for this, 3 to 4 months time. You finished at your own convenience. Let's say you finish it in 2 months only. Then starting from after that, we will give you the access to this. It's all completely driven by your pace of learning. As
Okay,
long as
sir.
you want to learn, we'll enable the access for you.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
It has been very effective. I mean, there are people, again, I don't want to show you some testimonials or anything for that. There have been people who have got just job based on only e-learning videos only. They just went through the e-learning videos and they were able to get some students based in US, you know, right? Their timings won't match with our timing. They, someone who is in second, I mean their third or fourth semester of MS masters, and they have done, one of them has got even $145,000. That's very high salary actually. That, I mean, if you translate, it comes to almost 1.1 crore rupees or something, 1.2 crores in Indian, right? So they were able to get through actually. Uh, okay. I hope that question is clear. You can do at your own pace. My point is what,
Yes.
one part of the course you may, someone may finish in 1 month, someone may take 3 months based on their availability. So I'm not going to pressurize why you're taking. See, what we are going to do is for every student we create one WhatsApp group, individual WhatsApp group, and there you get all the support. You, let's say there will be a group for each student. In that group you can post your questions. Let's say here she posts the questions, what support she requires, and the trainer will respond back to all that support. It can be technical, it can be non-technical, anything. Okay. If I opt for weekend batch in between week, can I get? Yes, you can attend. Next, weekend batch students can attend weekdays batch if we find time. Yes, you can attend, but you will have to tell in the initial itself that I want to attend both modes. I mean, initial during enrollment itself, you need to inform. This is compulsory. Okay, because we need to plan the batch accordingly. Difference between online weekend training and self, I think I have explained about this already. I am from Gujarat. What kind of opportunities are there in Gujarat? You see, now these days lot of companies are opening up in Gujarat also, like Wipro, Scale, Perfect VIPs. There are few product companies also coming up in Gujarat. So there are opportunities in Gujarat. I mean, the thing about Gujarat is the companies from Gujarat are saying we want only people from Gujarat, because they feel that those people will be stable. I mean, in many cases, they are asking like that because someone who is in from Rajkot, Ahmedabad, Surat, right, will want to work in Ahmedabad. So for them, it's convenient, right? So companies are also preferring that way. So uh, we have had few people from Gujarat, almost, I mean, Uh, in fact, there is one Charusat University, right, in Gujarat. I have almost 8 teachers from there, 8 lecturers from there who did course from me, and all of them got job into one specific company, pro and kind of companies. One person joined just because of that. Remaining 7 people joined. Is the fee for weekend and weekday batch same? It depends again the mode of learning. You can connect with our admin manager for entire details. Right. Next, I'm doing intern in verification domain for 2 months. I'm good in Verilog system Verilog. Now I'm learning UVM concept, but I'm facing problem while rating test benches. Which course is good for me? Would you suggest? I would suggest in this case, you should take one system Verilog assessment test or institute, because the term good is relative, right? What is good for a student may not be good for a trainer. Depends, right? Again, I don't want to say anything negative here. To what extent you learn system Verilog, I don't know. For example, if I give you, if in my system Verilog, what do I teach? Uh, matches up there, right? We may teach many things in detail. Let's say how to set up entire test bench. If you take one memory example, like taken a given a memory example, if memory design is there, let's say memory design is there. For that, how to set up the entire test bench, like BFM, generator, coverage, monitor, all those things. It's just with one agent. Then we do with multiple agents. So the question is, this is all done as part of the system Verilog language training only. Language training only. Now the question is, are you capable of doing that? Because if you just say I know language only, I know what is class, I know what is
Sir, for
integer, what
one
is
agent,
like,
sir, for
yeah,
one,
yeah,
yeah, for one component, I am able to write like monitor, driver. If there is two monitors or master and slave like that, I am facing little problem.
okay. If that is the case, then you can go for UVM training directly. If you see, if you are comfortable to
Yeah,
this
yeah.
extent where you can develop your own test bench in system Verilog, then you can
In
go for
system
UVM training.
Verilog, I developed a test bench and I submitted also. For I
Okay.
am okay. In UVM, I am facing problem. Here also there is a weekly assessment test like that. Mhm. Yeah, I
Then
am
you can go for,
comfortable.
yeah, if you are, see,
Yes, ma'am.
it's all simple.
Yeah.
See, that's what I didn't say you are good or you are bad. I can't say, because I need to do
Yeah.
the assessment. Based on that only I can tell you what is your learning understanding of SV. If you are good with SV, then I would suggest you directly go with UVM. Otherwise, what you
Yes,
can do
ma'am.
is you can do one complete project based on SV,
Okay.
then you go for UVM.
Actually, I
Either way.
done router project in my inter here. Yeah. Now we started some protocols. For that, I am facing some problem.
Okay, which company you are working with?
Yeah, I am working in Maven Systems. It's a
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Singapore-based company.
Okay, fine. I got it. Yeah. So see, you based on your convenience, you can directly go for UVM also in that case.
Okay, sir. Which here they are started in protocols. For that, is there any protocol training is there for separately?
Yes, yes. Of course, there is a protocol training on AMBA protocol training is there. There's a training on USB protocol. There is a
Actually, in
training on
AMBA, there is many levels. Is there? We are now currently working on AMBA 3 AHB Lite. Is there
yeah.
any? There is revised old versions is there?
No, see, you are working on AHB Lite. What we have is AHB 5.0. See, AHB Lite is
Yeah.
a lighter version of the
Similar
AHB
to
protocol. So we have AHB protocol.
okay. Okay, sir.
You can go for these courses, any of these courses, that would be good.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
In job, which language is more preferable for communication, Hindi or English? So mostly people talk in English, right? If you are in Noida, people talk in Hindi, but anywhere other than Noida you go, mostly people talk in English, right? Noida means what? Delhi, NCR, that region, people will talk Hindi, even in companies. Next, is the placement support given at same time in weekend batch or full time batch? Yes. See, for every practical reason, both weekdays and weekend batches are same. There is no differentiation at all. Only thing is to keep it comfortable. Let's say I will say that I won't offer any weekend training. Then people join. No, right? I have to keep it flexible to the student, but all the support is same for both the batches. So are the offline classes available at Noida branch of VLSI Group? See, we have closed the center. The only offline classes are only available at Bangalore. I will tell you, if someone is from Noida, Noida is not the best place to join for a training. There are 2, 3 institutes I know. Okay, I don't want to name the institutes. Noida is not the good place to undergo training. Why it's not good place is the number of people will be very less in a batch. Hardly 10 to 12 people will be there in a batch. You can check. I mean, once you join the course there, you will realize when there are 10 to 12 people, the quality trainers cannot be provided. With less number of people, your revenues don't support it because you have to purchase tools and the rental cost is not less, right? In Noida, rental cost is per month they have to spend 1 lakh rupees just for operational expenses. With all this, if a batch is around 10 to 15 also, they cannot manage. The quality of training won't come there. I have many people who have done the courses there and then they have come to me for advanced courses. They may have learned basic Verilog, basic system Verilog. After all the training, even after joining Synopsys and Cadence, their interns, they have done training with us again. Reason is simple. To run any educational facility, you need everything to work out. Let's say, imagine a college, there were 60 people in your batch, it's fine. Imagine the same your engineering college batch with 10 people. Can they give you good teachers? Can they give you the good facilities? Not possible, right? Because for the college it doesn't work out. You will face the same problem in Noida, and we face the same problem, hence we closed it. Initially we thought things will be fine, students will be there. We used to get 5, 10 people in a batch. When there are so less people, you will not get a quality teacher. And I tell the same thing to everyone. They still join, and after 6 months they come back many times. Now what happens in Bangalore? Now then you may say, why discrimination against Noida? Why Bangalore is good? Bangalore is a place where a lot of a lot of companies are there. 80% of the VLSI is in Bangalore only. When so many companies are there, a lot of people come to Bangalore for training. So when people come, there will be, each batch has minimum strength. Let's say I have minimum strength of 25 people in a batch. Then I can always give that quality. I can maintain the quality because Every day I have to offer a quality session. Every day I cannot compromise. That happens only when I have some minimum number in a batch. What are the textbooks for Verilog and SV do you recommend? No textbook, no need of any textbooks. You just follow what is being taught, what is being shared with you. Let's say I share some topic with you, uh, I give you the presentation, you just have to follow this thing. For example, I may give you this presentation of projects, it logged out, just have to follow these things. Because if you try to do too many things, you will not get time. Okay. But if at all you need, for Verilog, you can follow Samir Parlitkar, Bhaskar, or some books will be there, right? There are 2 3 books are there, you can take that. For system Verilog, you can follow Chris Pierce. But what I'm, as per my experience, if you attend the course properly here, you won't need those things. Is there fee difference? I think you can connect with the our manager. He will give you all the details. Next, I am passed out in 2022. Currently working in Deloitte as software developer. How much scope is there to switch to VLS as a fresher? There is a very good scope since you are just 2022 pass out. It's only 2 3 months since you have joined the company, so you
Sorry
can
to
always,
interrupt, sir.
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Actually, I joined in 2020. So, I mean, the corrected
Okay,
question is pasted in the same tab.
okay, okay, fine. It is possible. See, my point is, companies really, it's not like you have spent 10 years or 15 years, right? It's just a 2 years. It won't be a problem. You can always get into VLSI domain. The only challenge you are going to face is you have to take out time, because you are working, you are already spending 40 hours of your week in your job, right? 40 45 hours. So how do you take out time? Basically, in overall, you'll have to take out at least 500 plus hours, minimum 500 plus hours. And if you can take out 600, you will get a best quality training, I mean, best preparation you'll have. Okay, so you can get a job even though you're from a software domain. You won't face any problem in finding the opportunities. The only challenge you are going to face as a working professional will be, how are you going to take out this time? Other than, except for that, there is no problem, because companies do accept. I had a person who was in government sector, some PSU not relevant to the VLSI. He was able to get into the job, and almost as an experienced person, he got into experienced person after 3 years, and he got even 10 lakh salary. I mean, numbers I don't want to speak. All I want to say is, with a good preparation, if you can convince the interviewer that you can perform at 2 years experience level, they will hire you. Does it answer your question?
Yes,
I would
thank you.
say you should not get in as a fresher. You should not try to get in as a fresher. As much as possible, you should avoid getting in as a fresher, because with fresher, the problem is many times companies ask for a bond. Starting salary will not be very high. As an experienced person, you can always start at a very high salary, and bond won't be there. A lot of things. Any other questions?
Sir, what is the scope of VLSI in foreign countries?
Foreign countries, I'll tell you. Next, do we need good command on C, C++, Java languages to learn Verilog SVUVM? See, good to know. Good to know. C or C++. Not essential. Whereas, I mean, even if you don't know, no problem at all. Only thing is, you should be focused during this training period. I mean, basically, let's say training goes for 6 months or 7 months. During that time, you should not be focused on anything else other than just training. Even if you don't know C, C++, no problem, because it's what is there in C language, or for that matter, data types, operators, loops. That's the only thing, right? That can all be learnt in 1 week. The data type is what? Integer, int, short int, long int, struct, union. Loops are what? For loop, while loop, do. Okay. What else is there? Everything can be learned. Okay. Now, I may be telling in a very easy manner, but We will be starting from the basics. I'm not going to teach from for loop and while loop. I'm going to teach from what is a multiplexer, how to write a Verilog code for multiplexer, how to write test bench for multiplexer, how what is half adder, how to write. So if even if you see the assignments are focused in the same manner. First, we focus on combinational logic only. Then we go to data types, reg, net, and vectors. Then we go to basic clock generation example. Like that, in a gradual manner, increase the complexity. Only thing, again, I have to tell you, things move quickly. I mean, you cannot lose a focus even for 1 week. You cannot say that 1 week I want to go attend some marriage and come back. You will miss many things. In that case, one solution is there. You take a pause for 1 month completely. You finish your work, then you come back and join. That option is also there. But other, you can't be negligent that okay, I will cover up in next 2 weeks later like that. Okay, any other questions? Next. uh,
Sir, from next week the classes start, right?
I will tell
This
you.
week is only introductory.
For homemakers, which mode is good, weekdays or weekend? Recorded one, please guide me. See, always the best option is offline full week. If not,
Sorry, sir, we are not getting your voice.
okay. Next. Offline full week training is the best thing possible, right? If doesn't possible, online full week is best. On a need basis, you come to the institute. Come to the institute on need basis. Sometimes you come, most of the time you attend online. That way you can be connected with the trainer. If then it doesn't work, then you can go for weekend training. Again, there weekend training also you either go for offline, online based on your convenience. Weekend training plus e-learning. Now, if you can't manage time for offline full week or offline online full week, then you go for weekend training.
So weekend training and e-learning both are same, right?
That's what. Plus, I said both are same. Yes. Means it's a combination. You attend weekend trainings, plus you also get the recorded videos.
Sir, online full week training, what are the class timings?
Class timings will be from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. 6 days, Monday to Saturday. Sometimes the session can happen in the post lunch also, because we cannot just keep every session in the morning, right? Because trainers will have some slots in the afternoon also. But mostly we try for morning slot. Otherwise, sometimes it can push to afternoon slot also. But for any reason, if you don't attend, in these cases, you get recorded video for fixed duration, 10 days duration. You can always revise the topic, and you can next day you can come back to the trainer with your doubts.
Okay, sir.
Next. Is there any course on digital and Verilog and SVT enroll? Yes, you can enroll any course independently, individually. We don't say that you have to only enroll for full front-end course. You can enroll only for digital, Verilog, and SV. The fee will be charged accordingly only. It is possible. You can join for the upcoming batch only. Now the question is, when is the next batch starting? Batch starting date 2nd November. It is going to start. That is from coming Wednesday. Why this many days gap is because tomorrow there is a demo session for backend. Some initial topics are done same for both the batches. So once it happens, we need to give 2 3 days, 2 days time to complete the enrollments, right? Monday and Tuesday. So by Tuesday we close the enrollments. Then from Wednesday onwards the batch starts.
So
Any other
is all
questions?
all started the same day, like DFT, design,
See what happens
CUV,
for
and all?
all the courses. Digital design is common. Basics of Linux is common. Learning GVim is common. There are some common topics for every training. Those trainings is what the training always starts with. Doesn't matter you're from PD, you're from DFT, you're from DV. Initial 3 to 4 weeks, I will say 4 weeks training is common for everyone. After that only batches split. Those from front end will start very large. Those from back end will start learning semiconductor fundamentals. Those from DFT will start doing something else as per their schedule. So all these batches will start from 2nd November. So initial 1 month, 4 weeks, all batches are merged. After that, that's segregated.
Sir, when SV and UVM course will start? When we enroll that one?
SV is going to start, I think. You can message us. See what might happen is we have started one SV batch 2 weeks, 1 week ago. Exactly 1 week back, one SV batch has started.
Okay,
Because you don't
I
need to
will.
wait in this batch. See what happens. Previous Verilog batch which we started, it might have completed, and we might have started SV batch now. So you can connect.
Okay,
You can message to this number
okay, sir.
or batch start date. They will give the details. Because UVM even might start in 2 weeks. Reason is what? We have many parallel batches, right? So one batch which
Yeah.
started 4 or 5 months back, their SV or UVM might be starting now. So hence you can connect with this manager, our manager. He will give you all the details.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Sir, I have one question. Is there any upcoming AMBA protocol online training is available? I mean, I think I am asking online, not e-learning.
Online might take time because again you connect because I don't keep track of individual course start dates. You message in that
Yeah.
group, the trainer can tell you. I think
Sir, when I
AXI.
get e-learning training, e-learning AXI protocol, when I take, if I get any doubt, is trainer will available to ask.
Yeah, trainer will be available. We will arrange. We'll have some dedicated sessions over the weekends to clarify your doubts.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. See, if you are a working professional, I suggest
Yeah,
you to
yes.
go for e-learning only because if you are working for you anyway, weekdays course won't work. We don't have any dedicated weekend AMBA protocol training. It will be full week only. So better to go for
Yeah,
e-learning. E-learning course is very well organized, at least for the
yeah.
AMBA protocols. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions?
Sir, sir,
Yeah.
sir, can you, you told like you don't have any Cerdis training, right? Can you suggest if
Yes.
there are any Cerdis training? Because I cannot take it your VLSI, right? Because it is not available.
No. To my knowledge, it's not available anywhere. You can check in the Google, but I don't see anyone offering. To my knowledge.
Okay,
Because
thank you.
Sardes, what happens is in a whole year, probably this is the first request I'm getting for Sardes. So it must be the same case with other institute. If they don't have any requirement, they don't offer the course.
No.
If you ask me in a whole year how many Sardes requests I get, in 2022, this is the first time I'm getting Sardes request, and probably this will be the last request. So for 1 or 2 people, companies don't set up dedicated courses.
Okay, thanks.
Uh, do we need to raise any kind of request for videos or any particular video to access online training? It is automatically login is access is provided for every session you attend. That video will be available for 10 days. It may be uploaded after some delay after 5 hours, maybe next day morning, but that video will be available for 10 days. So I think we are done. We will end the session here. One thing is, in case you want to, I mean, if you would like to enroll, please complete enrollments as soon as possible. Generally, we have 25 seats per batch. you please complete the enrollments. To complete the enrollments, you can go to this link vlsaguru.com fee-transfer. There you will find the account details and the process. Once you have made the fee payment, you can pay 5,000 and just to confirm your enrollment. My suggestion is do not delay. Do not try to join after Wednesday or after Thursday. See what happens, you miss couple of sessions, 2 sessions you missed kind of 8 hours of training. You will find it difficult to cope up with the next session because you have missed some topics which are already covered. Trainer will not start from the basics right again, so you'll miss. Those who are attending weekend, the batch will be starting from the coming Saturday. So this is the plan. Any other questions? Yeah, I told you, I think weekend batches will start from the coming Saturday onwards. I think 4th November or so, 4th or 5th November. Okay, thank you everyone. We'll end the session here.